and then it'll go back to who reads the room, who picks on the right person at the right time. Kelly Cheng been seeing a lot more of the service traffic. Will they go after Melissa or Brandie? It's kind of not 50-50, leaning towards Brandie a little, but because Melissa's passing has been so good, so it'll be, will they be able to get the service pressure against the Canadians? And you know, the Canadians, it's all about Brandie at the net driving the traffic to Melissa.
We'll be meeting the players very shortly to get this gold medal final underway. But first of all, let's meet our two officials, very experienced referee and crew in charge of this one. Mariko Satomi will be our first referee. She's had a few pressure games during the course of this tournament, that's for sure. That's why she's on top of the podium. Congratulations to her. And congratulations to our second referee, Agnieszka Miszkowska from Poland, who will be the second referee for this women's gold medal final. Right then, let's get our superstars out onto the sand.
Please give it up for Team Canada!
Looking for their second Elite 16 victory after that brilliant win on home sand in Montreal last season. The first of three world champions involved in this final, Melissa Humana Paredes, who won with Sarah Pavan back in 2019. And she'll be joined by her blocking partner, Brandie Wilkerson, the left-hander, one of the most dynamic blockers on the planet right now. Relatively undersized at 179, 5 feet 11 inches, but when you can touch the clouds after your jump, you don't need to worry about height. Brandie Wilkerson then joins her defensive partner, Melissa Humana Paredes, out on court. Good to go for Canada.
Number one, 2 times world bronze medalist in category Yarden Junior, world champion 2023 in Mexico. Please welcome to the court, Sarah Hughes.
Sometimes forget Sarah Hughes has been around quite a while and has been winning for a very long time with different partners. It's always the sign of a good player, and here in Ostrava she's been the driving force for this team, and she's been the cheerleader and driven Kelly Cheng back to the performances we know that Kelly Cheng is capable of delivering. 6 feet 2 inches tall, 188 the blocker, joins 185 foot 8 inch tall Sarah Hughes, the defender, out there on court. The world champions with their traditional leap over the baseline, ready to do battle. Who's your money on, Denise Austin?
I would be silly not to back USA.
There we go.
I think I said that with such conviction.
Right then, let's get this final underway. There's our Mikasa Beach Pro Ball. And let's see which of the teams can make it talk in this final. The women's gold medal match here in Ostrava in the Czech Republic. The last Elite 16 event of the Olympic qualification process, which is now just about done and dusted. And 2 teams in your picture that will surely feature in the run for medals in Paris. Melissa Humana Paredes and Brandie Wilkerson in the white for Canada, seeded 4 in the main draw. Just been brilliant since they formed their partnership. And the reformed partnership of Sarah Hughes and Kelly Cheng of the USA, well, they are going so well. Not had the best of times this season, but the world champions look like they found their form in the last couple of days here in Ostrava. Simon Golding with you for this one here on VBTV. Alongside me, our volleyball world expert analyst Denise Austin. And we're looking forward to another super showdown. And North America will be delighted. Interesting to see who USA want to go at first of all, Denise.
Yeah, both teams targeting the server blocker from the offset. Nice to see Kelly Cheng getting early on the board with a big block. She is matching Brandie head-to-head with 14 blocks coming into this match. So this is a big tournament for Kelly at the net.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's insane. What a block from Brandie.
And that's what we've come to love and just look for. And again, a big hide and seek block, jumping into a huge big angle. Wow.
Touch of not in my house after that block. Serving confidently, Brandie Wilkerson, and then pulls. Melissa left to make the defensive touch. The ball control is good from Canada, but not good enough to forge the points in the old ironworks.
Nice recovery from Sarah Hughes. Definitely something that I think fans of the USA pair, if the service traffic goes to Cheng, they want to see Hughes get involved. So that's good that she's in at it early.
Hughes has been fired up here in Ostrava, and that is a comprehensive swing from Brandie.
And such an aggressive set from Melissa. We talk about you can only put the ball away if the set is there, and Kelly Cheng underestimating Melissa's quality of set, making an early peel.
Good touch from Melissa, aggressive again from Canada, just wide. Good try though from the Canadians from a very, very difficult position, but Denise, I think both teams will feel that the first box has been ticked and they've ridden the early pressure.
They certainly have, but I know Melissa didn't put it away, but it's an exceptional move, the way in which she just hoovers up after Brandie, and Brandie has got an exceptional defender behind her. She sort of almost makes the peel, but then turns to look and allows Melissa to feel comfortable taking over her own space.
First side switch, not much breeze to talk of today on centre court in Ostrava, and Canada out of system. So the change up from the USA has worked.
I mean, lots to unpick there. Great play by Brandie, picking it up off the net. Kelly Hughes doing what she does, decision making off the net. The hurry up offense from Sarah Hughes, though, was a little bit out of sorts, but Kelly did a really good job of just stalling her offense.
The second box that needs to be ticked from Canada's perspective. Once the attention of the servers turn to Melissa, can she be as good on side out as she's been all week?
And Melissa's vision has been the thing. The look and then just the snap of the wrist to go to the space. That's where she's just making it life easy for Canada.
Nice work. Cheng not getting overly fussed with trying to power the ball away or find the shot, just using the block of Brandie.
And that's nice. Really wide set out to the pin, making Brandie have to do the windscreen wiper jump and can't get her hands in.
Good serve. Great ball control on the pass from Melissa, and she chops it out of play. So USA gain a bit of ground early here. Super crowd on centre court in Ostrava. Being treated to another wonderful show, and we've got some really good games for the medals coming up, and this is the perfect start for Team USA. They have honestly been on the front foot, Denise, since walking out from that timeout against Germany between the sets and saying, come on, let's play.
It was incredible, Simon. I think we were in shock as much as they were. But yeah, they've just gone, we're not going into that dark place again. We've got to remove ourselves. Just keep walking. Just keep running with me. And I think that is a testament to a good team that can drag yourself from a nightmare set, kicking and screaming, and turn it around. And forcing an early timeout from Canada. What the USA are doing is reading the room. They're going after Melissa. She's made that error, and now they've got the compound error. This is good pressure, and this is the backroom staff at play, reminding the players what they need to do to manage the environment, to manage the situation, to go after the right player at the right time. Both of these teams are travelling with a fuller house of coaches as well, Simon. USA, they've got Gustavo Rocha on the tour with them, which is fantastic for them. They haven't had him there before, so it's been a huge added value for the USA pairing to have an assistant coach on the road with them.
Great work, and from Canada's point of view, the backroom staff.
We're talking about Marcio Ciccoli, if his name rings a bell, Kerry and Missy's coach from back quite a long time ago now, and alongside of them they have got in-house Jaco Tenius, also on tour with them, and they've got a lot of support staff as well, and that's, Melissa said, it definitely has been helping, although it's not helping much at the moment. It has got them to another gold medal match, but the service pressure from Kelly Cheng, those difficult angles, low over the net. Melissa, who's normally so reliable, looking completely fallible.
First time we've seen Melissa make these kinds of errors here in Ostrava. Her side-out game has been absolutely spot on. Serve reception at the moment is all over the place. And that's why Kelly Cheng is going after her with everything. Good lead here for Team USA in this opening set. What a difference a couple of wins make. Oh, it's good work from Hughes. That's a brilliant set. Unbelievable from the world champions.
What a wonderful move from USA. And you can hear Sarah Hughes saying, help me, before sure she'd even played that ball. She's like, I've got this, Kelly, get your wheels on. And she certainly did. An aggressive set going after Brandie as well, not afraid to take her on.
Next test for Melissa. Hughes is all over it. This is quite brilliant from the USA defender.
Phenomenal driving of traffic as well from Kelly Cheng, getting in early on the block, which then means they start to avoid you, and she's shoveling the traffic to Sarah Hughes. Canada haven't gone for the second ball option. Brandie needs to start getting involved.
Does so, but Cheng was waiting, knew it was coming. And Hughes on it again, and the pokey brilliance. It's just another one from the shot locker of Kelly Cheng.
Oh, some of the shots Kelly Cheng brings out with that pokey have just they ignite the world when she does things that nobody else does with the pokey. I'd like to see a pokey set. I haven't seen that one, but she tends to go over on the two. If she could bring that in as well, that would be another addition.
Honestly, Denise, some people are never satisfied. Well, the option finish is there, but this set is done and dusted, really. From USA's point of view, it's theirs to lose. Canada have just got to try and work some momentum.
I think you have to talk to Norway about their comeback, their first set comeback yesterday. They rewrote the history of what comebacks look like, but it's a difficult one for Canada.
Pull from Cheng, gets good hands on the paddle, but can't find a cute enough angle to beat Canada. So Canada claw a point back, but isn't that the beauty? Isn't that why we keep watching sets that look like they're over? Because just once in a blue moon, something amazing happens. In, so the referees and Kelly Cheng. Canada, I think, will have to reluctantly agree. Well, very reluctantly as it happens, as they wander towards the ball mark and get told off instantly. And they do at last accept it. And there we go, technical timeout arrives, and if you'd offered USA 14-7, they would have delightedly bitten your arm off.
Definitely been one of those tournaments where so much has happened, and when you go back to Wednesday and day one, there's so much on the line for the Olympics. I think Melissa said in her message to me, she said it's been a really tough start to the tournament. There are lots of jitters going on, and your colleagues, your friends, you're on the road with the players, and you are getting to see their dreams come true or not. And that's quite tough, because there's a lot going on emotionally around you, and then you have to go back to focusing on what you need to do. And they had a very sort of frictious game against Switzerland when they went out and their Olympic dreams were quashed. So I definitely think that they feel it. They just have to concentrate on their own game, concentrate on winning, get themselves into the next stages. But yeah, well played Canada for sort of ignoring the noise going on and then just concentrating on getting themselves into the final.
Great feel down there on centre court for this women's gold medal final. Diffused by the service error from Kelly Cheng. sure she'll continue to get the majority of the traffic from the service line. Looks like a different player, Denise. The tentative passing that we've seen from Cheng over the last tournament and a half is out the window.
Yeah, she's really owning it right now. This is where she's back, where she belongs, and I think sometimes you want things too much. And maybe that's where she's been at, just desperately trying to recreate that same kind of form. So you just have to let it go, you just have to hang on.
Well, Canada are making some points, but it's hard work down there, and Brandie gets back to the service line.
Canada want to avoid that second ball option from the USA, but perhaps now's the time to explore Hughes.
See if Brandie goes there. Just goes middle. Hughes does take it. And Brandie gets a slightly surprised block, which USA managed to recycle, and Canada not happy about this.
Brandie not happy, thinking that maybe that attack from the USA had hit the net and didn't hit her. She wasn't sort of gesticulating early on, but she just had to play on. But at the end, just checking the referee.
Mariko Satomi having none of it. I think she was the first referee, actually, Mariko, in that. Jose Dupre made a game. Finish from Canada, so they managed to scrap one.
Let's say though, making the side out difficult. The communication between Canada, calling line early. Sarah Hughes, a show and go, scooping it up. The second ball option is the thing that they need to pull out a little bit more.
Again, great hands from Kelly Cheng. She's an all-round player.
And I would not have said all the years ago when you start coaching volleyball that you would have to teach people to draw their hands back as if they're going to jump and hit and then get their hands up every single time. But that is the way it's going, and that was a nice move from Cheng.
Melissa served short. Pokies into no man's land, and what a great read from Hughes. Saw there was plenty of space, and she's used that ball this week very well.
Brilliantly done, and I think as much as anything, because she understands that Kelly's almost hitting the floor, going over on one at that moment because they were in such a tight space, very cleverly managed by Sarah Hughes.
It's a very Hughes and Cheng-like performance from the Americans. Back to their best. The best that many people think is good enough for gold in Paris. Brandie to serve again. Now, cast your mind back, Denise, to Barbara Fontana. Now, didn't have the same jump height as Wilkerson, but hit lines from serve relentlessly. I just wonder if Brandie can access those kinds of shots with this serve. Tends to just go middle with topspin. I think she's got more in the locker with that service.
Yeah, just because you're working so hard as a server blocker, sometimes you just kind of concentrating on getting it in. Definitely see some blockers now just going after it, and I think definitely Brandie can do it. Maybe she needs to be the one that makes more errors on going after the serve, and Melissa's got the more stable serve.
Cycle from USA, and just long. And I guess as well, Barbara Fontana was a defender, so she had the luxury of serving and staying in the back line.
Yeah, I think she was a defender, but in Atlanta, playing with Linda Hanley, I think they actually did split block.
Very good point.
I'd have to go back. It's very hard to find the video footage of that era. If anybody's got it, please send me a link.
Big courts and weird scoring systems.
When you needed to get your wheels on, be smaller and scurry around a whole lot more.
USA have scurried to 8 set points. Good swing from Melissa. That'll just give her a little bit of confidence heading into set 2, because it's her side out that's been the problem in this opener. Last chance saloon then for a Brandie Wilkerson serve run. down the middle. Hughes picks it off. Cheng pokies for fun, and USA jog back to the shade of the parasols. 21-13. They've marmalised Canada in the opening set of this women's gold medal final.
That's why teams have been avoiding Sarah Hughes. That ball control is back. She was under pressure a little bit for a period of time when they weren't getting the results they were looking for, but she's become much more aggressive on her first pass, which means the Cheng brings out the Cheng more often than not, and they are now going after Kelly. And Sarah doing a really good job of reminding people why she's been avoided, why people are avoiding her as a service receive target.
It's almost a case of, oh yeah, I remember the option ball from Kelly Cheng. That was the devastating play that put this team back on track with their reformed partnership, those early wins. And there's the tail of the tape. And so far, not a bad performance from Canada by any means. They just haven't managed to get special teams moving, and they need more from block, they need more from serve against this US team.
Sarah Hughes definitely coming into a really lovely venue form. They've got Ryan Hurler, who is their statistician, working with them, and he has done a good job in the turnover between the semis and now.
Set 2 underway. Fine swing from Melissa, the player who's been in good side-out form throughout the whole tournament here in Ostrava, but has just struggled so far in this final. First set that Canada have lost to Team USA. Sarah Hughes and Kelly Cheng making the perfect start. 21-13 the opener. Gold medal certainly up for grabs now for the team in the black shirts. Just about. It was laboursome, the swing, but it was effective in the end.
And what Melissa has done all tournament long, really effectively, was sitting really close to the shoulder of Brandie and waiting for the attack line to open up and then going after it. So not committing too early to the defence, keep reading the offence.
Just about put away. In case you're wondering, there is an unofficial contest amongst the commentators to invent new words. Laboursome, my latest effort. Liam Sketcher, actually, the Australian expert commentator, leads the league table at the moment with reconstellate. We love that.
Serving tough, definitely on the top of the menu for the USA pairing. So a few little errors creeping in early on.
And Canada will be happy to see that. They need the sting taken out of this final. That's more like it. That's the kind of angles I'm talking about that Brandie has at the top of that swing. Doesn't need to necessarily be hit hard, but she can get angles that other players can't. Hughes too savvy for that, and out comes the option ball again. Oh, we've missed it.
I know. I've gone over old matches and looked at replays of games, and the on-twos were definitely there. They were part of it, but the way these players are just bringing it to the game all the time, the defence work is so much harder.
A mezi diváky dnes nechybí předseda Českého volejbalového svazu Marek Vakosta.
Melissa gradually getting things back together on side out. So 4-3 at the first side switch. USA deal with the short serve easily, and it's been missed on the rainbow by Kelly Cheng. So Canada being shown a bit of encouragement in set 2.
Just taking Cheng out of her pocket of passing. They can have to get low, move around.
Nicely done.
Nice communication from Hughes as well. You're taking low, you don't always get the same vision Kelly trying to get a look. She can see it, she hears it, then she goes after it. That's exactly what you're looking for or listening for.
Good serve. Melissa deals with it nicely. And again, over on one. Hughes is making this game look very easy today.
Oh, love that. Absolutely love that. Why take three when you can do it on one? She just comes in, change the angle of the platform. There's no chance, even though Melissa desperately trying hard.
And had to follow that one all the way in as well. The ball doesn't make it over. USA recovering that early lead that Canada managed to get.
The interesting statistics are how long ago it was for both of these teams that they were in the gold medal match. Shows how hard it is to get yourself into this position.
Well, Kelly Cheng faking the option there, but it was almost irrelevant. Brandie barely made it to the net.
Hughes and Cheng last on top of the podium back in the World Championships in October 2023. Void of 5 events before they are here in this gold medal match. This is a big pushback, big for the fans to see.
Yeah, especially when you consider that they lost 2-0 to Hubeli and Brunner in their first pool play match. It looked like they might be on their way out again. But now they're here and they're playing really solidly. And Canada, while they have stabilised things, certainly know they're in a game in set 2. Round we go again.
I do like the right-left as well that Hughes and Cheng use to call. Sometimes, and not in that instance, like the cross-court would have been quite obvious, but if you're running more of the middle set, the right-left is a good call. Not everybody uses it, but I think it's definitely something that people need to start bringing in, or 1 or 5, whichever works for you.
Heavy swing, that's more like it from Melissa. So positive signs here for the Canadians.
Being aggressive with their set, getting in, hitting a few bumpers.
Jump float, slides it across Cheng. First wayward pass from her for a while, but still gets enough heat on that. All thanks to the set from Hughes.
And that's the strategy there. Be aggressive if you can. You know potentially there's going to be an early peel because you pass really far off the net, but go after the peeling block of Wilkerson. Good attack from USA.
Change up from the Americans. Sensing that Melissa was into some decent side-out form. Brandie swings hard on that.
Lovely location from the hands from Melissa.
Nice run of side-outs here for both teams. Just shows that both teams are in the groove now, so we've got a proper game here, real contest.
Just looking at Cheng's preparation to pass. Her feet are moving quickly. She's on the blocks early. She's keeping that platform out long and extended. She's very focused on that first contact.
Well, I don't think Hughes has done a huge amount different. She's been on her game for quite a lot of this season, but the difference in Kelly Cheng at this tournament has been amazing.
That's what you have to do as a professional athlete. You aren't going to be able to sustain your performance all the time, but playing and winning when it's ugly and it's tough and it's a grind.
Well, they don't win this point, but all the confidence is back for the US blocker. Canada, though, work hard to put another point on the board. Now, can they get ahead in the technical timeout? Good leave. Solid lead from Kelly Cheng. Takes USA to 11-10 as we hit the technical, but much better contest in set 2.
Saxofonistu jsme poslali až úplně na střechu a jedeme, dáme si Pedro.
I think we're going to bring our saxophonist out again to the crowd. I'm reliably informed that he is mic'd up and live. A little bit different as you go from venue to venue, which keeps the crowds engaged. Do you remember the jazz band they used to wheel on in matches in Japan back in the good old days between sets 2 and 3? This jazz band used to get wheeled out, play a set, and then they'd restart. Back to the action. Women's gold medal final. USA lead by a set to 0. But they're being tested in set 2 by the Canadians, who've had a wonderful tournament up until now.
Yeah, both of these teams have been guilty of the yo-yo performances. Right now, Canada digging deep, getting themselves up.
This is on it, does well to control that, but can't find the follow-up unless it has clipped Kelly Cheng, and Canada disappointed that's not gone their way.
This one was a big one. We saw the ball go up and down a little bit.
Never going to get anything out of Kelly Cheng in this instance. And players know that, so they're just not even going to bother trying to hassle the player. Let's take a look. Was there a touch?
Micro touch on the fingernail if there was. This could go either way here. Well, it goes into the tape. What's the old phrase? Ball doesn't lie.
I think that's what's so good about the Olympics, is the challenge system, and we get the touches and we get the cameras, and then we get that opportunity to kind of call players out.
That's all forgotten now. 12 all. There it is again. It's such a clever play, and it's so difficult to play against.
And even if you think, right, I'll serve Sarah Hughes to the right, try and narrow her down, then if she passes straight, then Kelly's got even more space. But the fact is she can get that middle serve, go very much to the left of the pin and still make it work.
Oh, that sounded good.
Sometimes you want to see him hit angry, and definitely a little bit of resonation there from Melissa, like that. Get her fired up.
The smiling assassin, Melissa Humana-Paredes. Again, they target Hughes. Again, it's the option swing. And when you include the pokey as well, it means all 4 corners of the court are basically open to Kelly Cheng. It's a nightmare to defend.
Certainly is, and Hughes is so in control right now. That first pass, she's just going, oh, I'm not going to take the third shot.
Good coverage. Again, they drive that traffic towards the defence of Hughes. USA stay, well, calm up until that point. They've done really well to manufacture a swing on that.
That's good work by Brandie. Finally, we're seeing her kind of get inside the mind of the attackers, and yes, she makes the right move, and a bit of an error for the USA. So want us to go to the rules, Ivan.
Yeah, so did Canada. They would be gutted to take it this far and then lose out in 2 in the gold medal matchup. They want to take this the distance. They want to win it. Back to the jump serve with top spin, just waffled out of play from Brandie.
2-set defeat by Hughes and Cheng to Brandie and Melissa, 21-19, 21-16 in the AVP semi-final. So this looks like it could, USA want to take it out into.
But they have a problem, and the problem is Melissa is starting to find her game on side out.
Lovely move. Nice hands from Brandie as well. good position, really advanced, forcing the block, lots of space.
Good slider. Well, the ball control again of Sarah Hughes, just remarkable.
As well, Kelly Cheng has got some of the best hands in the business. She's showed us she's got the jumps yet, so that she can go in the air, possibly pull out the little Cheng move, but the delivery out to the pin, Sarah Hughes ready and waiting.
No surprise, they've tested Brandie for just one go, and Brandie comes up with the shot. So the problem for USA just gets a little more complex. Who do they serve?
And they've got to find some service pressure right now. Just maybe go through the middle, keep the setter back a little bit.
Good work, nice feet though from Sarah Hughes. Beautifully done, just sat in the pocket. And the pull from Cheng, equally impressive. And then just rolls it off the fingertips of Brandie. First extended rally for a while, it's gone the way of the USA.
Brilliant defense from Canada, but you have to go back to the statistics coming into this match. Kelly Cheng's ability to decide to peel and make those down defenses are the big difference between the two blockers. Kelly Cheng making a phenomenal move mid-rally there.
Brandie given another serve. And she's hitting it really crisply at the moment, and at the top of her reach, she'll get past and over any block.
This is a rotation. I've made as much noise as you would like to the baseline. Got to be tough.
Relatively easy serve. And USA made a bit of a Horlicks of that one.
And maybe, Simon, it's that thing of if a team is in system, it's easier to orchestrate your defense against them, as opposed to Cheng and Hughes, we know, are problem solvers of the highest order. So when they're pulled about and they're zigzaggy with their passing and setting, it's actually almost harder to defend. So could be the way forward for Canada. Just serve easy and get the defense set up.
Feels like a pivotal point, this next one. Can Cheng find the court? Instead finds Brandie's block, and Canada have a chance. Hughes is on it, made that look really simple. And she's ripped it. What a shot from Hughes.
Oh, I'm loving the way she's coming in these transitional plays. She is fearless, and Brandie cannot grab hold of her. She's going so hard, just out of fingertip reach. Brandie's going to have to do some hide-and-seek blocks against Hughes in transition.
18 apiece. Does Brandie get served again? Nope, straight in the net. And USA have certainly lost a bit of impetus during the course of this second set. Canada with a real shot at taking this to a tiebreaker. Just brilliant from Hughes. How patient was that?
It's the hand set from Kelly Cheng in that position, really tight. Felt sure she was going for the on-two, didn't. Hands up late, and the quality of the delivery, though. Wow, nicely played, Cheng.
Pressure's on Canada again. They change it back to Melissa, and another service error gives Canada the point for 3. And a chance to get it to 3 is exactly what has arrived. Canada with a set point. They serve Cheng. Solid enough pass, but under pressure finds a little bit of magic.
And that's what I mean, out a little bit more out of system. USA seem harder to defend for Canada.
Melissa tested. USA get the ball into court. Hughes has got her arms on it and whacks another one into play. And Sarah Hughes owning the defense in the back half of this set.
World-class display play by Sarah Hughes. Definitely one of the best defenders in the world, but her transitional play, boom.
Gold medal points for Team USA. Oh, brilliant. And Brandie, calm as you like, puts it away to save the day. So first match point goes begging for the USA.
Oh, rueful smiles there from Melissa. What a backhand play by Sarah, but not controlled. And Melissa ready this time. Hanging on.
Pretty relaxed considering the situation in the game. 21 all into overtime, 2 points clear required. Oh, what a block. What a time to find that one. And Canada have set point.
The last 3 times that they've served Kelly in her pocket, so she hasn't had to think or go on the hurry up. Almost too much thinking time. Canada have got the touches on the block.
Second set point for Canada. Just a simple float once again onto Cheng. She changes the picture and pokes it straight onto Melissa. We are going to a tiebreaker in the women's gold medal final. What a comeback from Canada. 23-21. It's 1 set all here in Ostrava.
The management of the internal dialogue from Canada was such that he just hung on, hang on, felt the presence of the USA, escaped that defense by Sarah Hughes, and good service pressure from Melissa, playing to their strengths. Brandie at the net, Melissa making some late moves. Third set, here we come.
And Denise Austin, hell of a coaching move. Your advice, serve Kelly Cheng easy. That does not seem like the way forward, but it's worked.
Statistically, I think that's the thing. You've got to keep working with the things that are happening in front of you. I try and talk to players about that all the time. After a rally, what just happened? And it's amazing how many players win a point, but they don't know how they won it. And that is the crucial component that Canada right now are just, maybe, you would hope that they are knowing what's happening and they're just delivering on the statistics. And it is a thing that we are seeing more and more. Beach Data just producing for the national team programs and diving into that, dissecting it, and it's been a quick turnaround for the backroom staff.
Here we go. It's the shootout to 15 points in the tiebreaker between Canada and the USA. The Canadians, Melissa Humana-Paredes and Brandie Wilkerson in the white, have managed to forge a marvellous comeback here in the old ironworks in Lower Vitkovice against the world champions from the USA, Sarah Hughes and Kelly Cheng in the black tops. And the first point on the board to the Canadians. Make it 1-1 though. Heavy swing from Kelly Cheng, who got a fair bit of pressure at the back end of set 2.
They also let Canada off the hook. Back service errors. They've got to get serving tough again for the USA.
Heavy jump serve out. And suddenly that rhythm, that consistency that we saw from USA in set 1 has deserted them. Looks like far harder work down there on centre court right now. Deep serve, nearly caught Cheng out. Brilliant, absolute brilliant change up to that line shot.
My data's still kicking in here, Simon. She's been caused a little bit of problems and she solves it better when she doesn't have as much time to sort of really think that she should be putting it away and just goes after the one space that's left open.
Heavy hit, what a play overhead. And Hughes can't back it up, so Canada dodge one there.
And I almost feel like that first transitional play that Sarah Hughes has missed. So definitely a change in atmosphere here on centre court.
Round we go, multiples of 5 are the side switches in this race to 15 in the tiebreaker. Warming up nicely in the women's final. That's a heavy swing. Second line shot from Cheng finds the sand.
And some point, even though Melissa has worked well for her, when the set's fast and tight enough, she's a little bit slow getting into some of those positions. I mean, it's a guesswork at the moment from Melissa in defense.
Melissa tested on side out once more. Strokes it through the uprights, and the pinball play from Team USA just goes a little long.
But the work from Sarah Hughes there, the redirectional play, keeping that ball alive. Fortunate from Cheng, not getting quite the same kind of flair plays going their way.
Oh, tried to access that line. Just wide.
I was a fan of a sort of hybrid fast float serve. Seemed to get good momentum in.
We talked about it for a long time, but brought the big jump serve out halfway through last season. Missed that as well. Wants to look at the ball mark, but it is wide. And USA steal a minor break.
It's a great mix-up, and that short serve, getting the sprawling receiver, not having the same attack line.
Horrible ball to pass. Passed very well, though, by Brandie. And Canada manufacture a side out, nothing more. 5-all, round we go.
That was better serving by the USA, though. They took Brandie to the floor, they got the +1.
5 apiece then. Melissa targets Kelly Cheng. Once more, relatively straightforward serve to her, but controls it nicely. Third line shot of this tiebreaker for Cheng.
Yeah, there's a big jump into the angle from Brandie, but not a big move by Melissa into those lines. She's hiding too much almost now.
Good leave, watched it all the way, as you should do. There we go, the extremities of beach volleyball. And somehow USA have the point after Cheng's crazy tomahawk spike.
This is just Sarah Hughes having an absolute blast, and Kelly Cheng just hanging on in there, you know, just make them play, do something. Ball's in the air, you've got to do something.
Took an axe to that one. 7-6 USA. Pressure back onto Melissa. Oh, that's such a brave shot, Denise.
Oh, so cute, beautifully, well watched, well waited for the move, and just this little punt at the end. Wry smile from Sarah Hughes, knows she got sucked into that one.
Canada go Cheng again. Great look at the action from the floor. You can see the height that Brandie Wilkerson operates at. Nearly, but not quite for Canada.
You've got to say, if you've got Brandie Wilkerson in front of you, you're going to get blocks. You've just got to relax off of the rebound and just go again. And that's what the USA did really nicely there. Not stressed by a block. Just put it up, second ball, job done.
Serve, trouble for Canada. That was really effective, Denise, wasn't it? It was a lot of dynamic in that serve that caused Canada all sorts of bother.
Yeah, huge serve. And the big thing was it's just the trajectory of it coming through Brandie's reception. So therefore it keeps Melissa a little bit late going through that middle. It does end up on the extreme of Melissa's reception zone, but it's just the way it keeps you back a little bit because you think it's going to your partner. All it takes is just that little curve across their zone and you're late to the party.
2-point lead opened up by Team USA. Canada's response is to call a timeout and stop that momentum.
Jordan Cheng definitely looking for tough serves from his USA pairing. Jordan Cheng, the husband of Kelly Cheng, the USA head coach. Gustavo Rocha, the assistant coach in situ with the USA pairing. His name is familiar to you. He is the assistant associate coach at USC alongside Dane Blanchard, 4-time NCAA champion, now working with Kelly and Sarah as well as assistant coach. He wasn't there when they were playing for USC. He arrived the year after, but there's that USC, the Trojan network, kicking in.
Something to work with, Team USA, a lead they can take to the bank here in this gold medal final. Once again, telegraphed option swing. Hughes with the follow-up defense, then slides it cross court to the space, and those earlier big hits from her just freezing Melissa in backcourt.
Oh my goodness, if you're Canada and Sarah's picking it up, you almost feel like it's over. She's only made one mistake in the transitional play, and well played. I mean, she's player of the match, I think, for me.
Yeah, she's had a very good tournament, Hughes. It's not over yet. Canada showing good resilience in set 2 to force the issue into a tiebreaker, but they've got a hill to climb here.
Yeah, a lot can happen.
Hughes targeted, comes out of the middle of the net and rips it straight into the tape. Second error she's made in the whole final.
Can I just crawl into my hole now when the USA fans go shh to me?
Point in it. Now, do they go back to Hughes? They do. And she shanks the ball cross court. Great work overhead from Brandie and brings the heat, but Hughes defends it with ease and then balloons it out of play. We are level again.
What a moment. Absolutely brilliant pressure by Canada. And it was the difference, the fact that it was deep, it was high. Sarah couldn't get the control on it. She was kept off the net. And Canada, wow, what a big end for them.
Ooh, indeed. So round we go. And it's almost a restart. Feels like a fourth set now. USA with plenty to consider, and they're going to do so from under the parasols.
Have we found a name for our mascot? He's done a fantastic job here.
I've been looking everywhere. I can't find it.
It's been hot as well, so
I know, in that mascot suit. Aussie the Ostrava lion, that's what we're going with. Canada on the front foot as they come back from timeout. Wilkerson making her point as she goes back to the service line, but has got to now focus on the ball. External to internal focus. It's not easy to do. Oh, she's hit a good serve. And that is a quite brilliant option swing. What a way to sort it out by Kelly Cheng.
And I love to see a team manager side out, the timeout coming out with a beautiful delivery, almost prescriptive, preparing it. Hughes now needs to back it up.
Option is covered. Hughes knew where the ball was going, and then calm as you like manages to get the elevation over the top of the block to take it to 12-10. Good work from the USA.
Yeah, especially after not having been in a position where she'd had compound errors. That brilliant timeout and getting back-to-back points.
Canada got it in them to go again. First part of the equation, sided out, grab the ball back, but no, Hughes once again just sits in the pocket and waits for it. And Canada giving up a 3-point lead here. USA now 2 away from their first victory this season.
And that's a defensive pressure that Sarah Hughes has done. A big line call, but not being sucked into going line goes at Hughes because she's just been hoovering everything up.
Not quite. The chance was there. Hughes is not letting a single thing touch the sand. And then making the follow-up play look easy. That is out of this world.
What was so wonderful, she was going to play that ball, and before she even played it, she's like out of the net. She's letting her partner know she's about to use all of the equipment to bring up 4 match points.
Well, they had one in the last set, couldn't convert. Can they convert? Plenty of gold medal points in this third set. USA on the front foot, and Melissa prolongs the match. But it's a big ask for Canada here to save.
Really impressed with the USA. They took their timeout, all squared, and came out 14-10. That was huge. They knew they were playing well. They just needed a moment to just really gather themselves.
3 points to find on Melissa's serve for Canada. USA need just one more. Can Kelly Cheng provide it? Not quite. Hughes covered her partner, and they weren't quite sure where each other were, and Canada sneak another point.
Wow. Melissa Humana Paredes keeping Canada in.
There it is for Team USA. Remarkable stuff. They held their nerve and they put it together beautifully. And there's the coach. Coach is up in the stands, who presided over what is a big comeback for Sarah Hughes and Kelly Cheng. They've been a little bit in the wilderness in terms of their high performance standards since that World Championship victory. But now, here in Ostrava, they are back on top of the podium as they beat Canada by 2-1.
Very well managed display by this USA pairing. They've been under a huge amount of pressure from the start of this tournament, but here they are, queens of the court in Hamburg and now queens of the court in Ostrava. Top of the podium, brilliant. It's been a long time since World Championship win in Tlaxcala. They took the bronze back in Doha, but this is exactly where they want to be heading into Paris. And what a display by Sarah Hughes. And I love their mind management. They really took control of what they needed to do. This internal dialogue can be brutal at this level, but they managed it perfectly.
Well played, Melissa and Brandie, for forcing the issue and giving us full value in this women's final. But in the end, just didn't quite have enough in the tank to get that one over the line. It's Sarah